Hello everybody, and welcome to another video from Techie Bytes. Today we're going to be counting down the top 10 smartphones of 2015 so far. Let's get to it. First up on the list at number 10 is the Sony Xperia Z3. It's got a nice sleek metal and glass design, which should fit well in the hands. It's also got PS4 integration, which means you should be able to play PS4 games on your phone. It's also waterproof, and it also has good camera and decent specs, but they are last year's specs. At number 9 on the list is the Nexus 6. Now it's meant to be the flagship of Android, and some people really love it, but some people really hate it. It's because of the large Quad HD display. It's a nice display, but it may just be too big for some people. The good thing also is that you get pure Android 5.0, so no skins on top of it. You also get the promise of future Android updates when they come down the line, because it is a Google device. And it has good flagship specs as well. At number 8 on the list is the OnePlus One, the so-called flagship killer. And the reason why it's got this nickname is because of its super cheap price, but also specs that rival high-end flagships. And there's no catch, it's just a really good phone. It also has Cyanogen mod, which allows you to have an extra level of customizability over stock Android. But the only downside is that it has this annoying invitation system, which means it can be quite hard to get hold of an actual device. Next up on the list is the Moto X. Like the Nexus 6, it's made by Motorola, except now it has a smaller screen. The Moto X is super customizable. For example, you can choose from a wide range of different backs. The software is near stock Android, except Motorola have put in a few smart features into their skin. Also, Motorola have agreed with Google that the Moto X will be receiving future updates of Android quickly after their release. Next up at number 6 is the LG G Flex 2. It's got a really cool curved screen, which is also flexible under pressure. It's got a healing back which will heal any scratches pretty quickly. Also, it has a more durable screen than most smartphones, because LG has strengthened the Gorilla Glass 3 on the front. It's also got great specs, which should keep it going for a while. We're halfway there now, and at number 5 is the LG G3. The LG G3 is last year's flagship from LG, but it's still a great phone. It's got a really high resolution Quad HD display, which competes with most modern day displays as well. And wait for it, it's got laser autofocus, so it fires lasers at the subject of your picture. Paired with a good camera, it makes great pictures. Also, LG's skin is one of my favourite skins, so as well as having good hardware, it has good software too. At number 4 on the list is the Samsung Galaxy Note 4. It's a bit of a wordful to say, but it's a good phone. It's got a large Quad HD display, which is probably one of the best displays on any phone, but it may be a bit too big for most people, like the Nexus 6. It's also got a stylus, which will be useful for some features, depending on how you use the phone. It's got good design too, with a premium metal band around the side. It's got a good camera too, so it should take great pictures. Before I move on to the top 3, I'd just like to give a few honourable mentions. One phone I really liked is the Motorola Droid Turbo. It's a really good spec phone, and its design may be for some people, but I like it. Also, we had to include a Windows phone on this list, so it's the flagship Windows phone, the Nokia Lumia 930. Both are good phones, but just not quite good enough to make the list. Now this is getting serious. At number 3, we have the new HTC One M9. It's a good improvement from last year's phone. Maybe a bit safe, but it's still a good phone. It's got a nice metal design, which feels really good in the hand. It's got up-to-date specs, and also a smart and clean Android skin, which is really good. Except the only drawback of this phone, as a major flagship, is that the camera's not that good, to be honest. You knew it was coming. At number 2 is the Apple iPhone 6. Once again, Apple has brought out a lovely metal design, and it feels great. It's also brought its signature Touch ID fingerprint sensor, which is really great and really secure. It also has a good camera, which is one of the best cameras on any phone, despite lacking the megapixels. It also comes with Apple Pay, if you're in the right country, and you can pay for stuff with your phone, which is pretty cool, living in the future. And the moment you've been waiting for, at number 1, is the Samsung Galaxy S6. It's one of the latest smartphones on the market, and it really is amazing. It's got a premium metal and glass design, but you could say they took something from another company, Apple, but it's still a good design. It also has a super sharp Quad HD display, which is probably the best display on any phone. It has a great camera, which takes one of the best pictures on the market. Depending on how you like it, it may be a bit too saturated for most people, but I quite like it. It also has a fingerprint sensor, which is much more reliable than on the S5. So it's really secure and a great phone too. It's got the up-to-date specs as well, so it's a really good phone. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please give that like button a click. Also, if you want to see more content, then subscribe. It's free.